You don't need a degree in theology in order to do what we do.
I'm a very well-educated truck driver. That really is my life experience, and I think aside from being on the mission field, that's where I've spent most of my adult life, was behind the wheel of a truck.
With less than 1% of the population in the Czech Republic being born-again Christians, there is so much work. And Ken and I are getting old, and we can't do the running around that we used to do. So we need people to take over and do the English camps. There's churches that want native English-speaking teachers to come and work in their kindergartens. Just simple things that anybody can do who has a heart to love people, love the Lord, and serve people.
You know, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people sitting in the church who think of themselves as a truck driver, a school teacher. I scoop ice cream, I clean windows, whatever you do. Well, I'm a truck driver by trade, but I was involved from the very beginning, over a 30-year period, almost 40-year period prior to coming to the Czech Republic, in local church ministry. It would probably be easier for me to tell you what I haven't done than what I have done. I have scrubbed church floors, cleaned church bathrooms, mowed church lawns. I have worked in the nursery, changing diapers, preschool education, Sunday school education. I've been locked in for a weekend into prisons and prison ministry. We used to every month go and minister a Sunday service at a retirement home. We're ministering to people who couldn't get out of bed and up to the chapel. Sometimes when doing that, I'm thinking, what is this preparing me for? But the truth is, after having moved to the Czech Republic, I can't think back at anything that hasn't been of profit to me on the field. There's nothing beneath your dignity, nothing beneath your skill set, nothing beneath what you think you ought to be doing that will someday not be profitable to you as a minister. And that's true of anybody. Whatever you're doing is going to become part of a skill set that God can use if you'll let Him. Linda and I were 50 years old when we finally accomplished what we know God put in our hearts as a life vision, and He did that when we were in our 20s. 30 years of waiting and knowing that God had this for us. 50 years of age, we picked up, left our family home, left our friends, our church, and came to the Czech Republic. And this last 15 years have really been the most profitable personally, as well as in terms of ministry fruit for our whole Christian life. And I would tell anybody that's sitting in the church, sitting in the pew, wondering what God has for you, He's got whatever, wherever you are, whatever you're doing right now, that's what He's got for you. And if He has ever given you a promise, He'll bring it to pass if you continue to pursue it. You're never too old, you're never too unprepared, you're never without the right provision to do what it is you know God has given you to accomplish. Don't give up.
I'd also like to see American congregations partner with Czech churches, and they can do that by just sending a team for English camp, just a one-time team once a year, or being prayer partners, or just some kind of association would be great.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily need to be a camp. I mean, each church has its own gifting, its own skill set, and whatever it is that the people in America have got to share, I'm sure with the experience that we have in this country, we could find a good fit for anybody's ministry skill set.
So there's lots of areas to work in if you're called to be a missionary here in Czech. And I have to say, you know, people say, oh, well, Europe, they were Christian and now they'll never be Christian again. I don't agree with that. I just don't agree with that. I see more and more people being able to listen, more and more people not afraid to connect with Christians, and more opportunity to reach out into the community and show Christ. And so, no, it's not impossible for salvations in Europe.